Imagine for a second a country where remote surgeons are operating on patients using robotics, and there's literally not a single millisecond of lag. Or picture smart cities where autonomous transport systems are communicating instantaneously to completely eliminate traffic and accidents.
Now, you might be thinking, this sounds a bit like sci-fi, right? Well, it's not. It's actually the baseline for our new digital infrastructure. Today, we're unpacking this monumental shift happening right now in India's telecommunications landscape. And it's absolutely crucial to understand that this transformation is about way more than just getting faster downloads on our phones. We're talking about a massive leap in digital governance and economic scaling that's going to impact every single citizen.
So here's our agenda for this explainer. 1. The digital connectivity leap. 2. Decoding the spectrum auction. 3. Systematizing the spectrum. 4. Impact and scale. 5. Infrastructure governance. And 6. The Bharat 6G vision. Let's dive right in.
Topic 1. The digital connectivity leap, from policy to a pan-India rollout.
To truly grasp the sheer scale of what's happening here, we have to look at the big picture. This isn't just a random collection of dates. We are looking at incredibly rapid-fire execution. It all kicks off in August 2022, when the government amended the right-of-way rules to basically clear out major infrastructure bottlenecks. Literally just 2 months later, in October, commercial 5G officially launched. Fast forward to mid-2023, and operators had already set super aggressive targets for pan-India coverage, rolling out hundreds of thousands of base stations. And looking ahead, the target is a staggering 69 crore subscribers by 2028, which seamlessly paves the way for the Bharat 6G vision in 2030. The momentum here is just wild.
Topic 2. Decoding the spectrum auction, the economics of digital sovereignty.
Okay, take a look at this number. Over 1.5 lakh crore rupees. That is just a staggering figure. This gross revenue from the 5G auction represents the telecom industry's massive, undeniable financial commitment to India's digital future. It is a huge vote of confidence in where the country's technological trajectory is heading.
So, what did all that capital secure? Well, out of the 72 gigahertz of 5G airwaves put on the table, over 51,000 megahertz were allocated. That means about 71% of the offered spectrum was successfully sold. And this is a major strategic win, because acquiring that specific volume of spectrum locks in more than enough bandwidth to guarantee really solid nationwide 5G coverage over the next 2 to 3 years without immediately congesting the network.
And who are the key players actually building out this network? The major bidders who scooped up this spectrum include Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone Idea, and the Adani Group. But here's a really interesting detail. The public sector operator BSNL has its own distinct path. They've been earmarked for a 5G rollout through an administrative allocation so they can participate later. This makes sure public infrastructure stays a core pillar of this whole digital leap.
Topic 3. Systematizing the spectrum. Understanding telecom real estate.
It really helps to think of these frequency bands kind of like real estate. First, you've got the low-frequency band, up to 2300 megahertz. This includes the premium 700 megahertz band, which, by the way, Reliance Jio uniquely acquired. Think of this band like your sprawling suburbs. It gives you wide area coverage over several kilometers with fewer base stations. It's perfect for reaching consumers in dense urban and semi-urban areas. Next up is the mid-frequency band, specifically the 3300 megahertz C-band. Now, think of this as your downtown commercial district. It's the capacity layer that strikes this perfect balance between broad coverage and high performance. It's basically the true backbone of urban 5G deployment. And finally, we have the high-frequency band, the 26 gigahertz millimeter wave. This is your ultra-specialized, high-tech industrial park. Acquired by players like Adani Data Networks, it delivers ultra-high speeds and incredibly low latency over very short distances. So this isn't meant for your smartphone. It's designed specifically for enterprise logistics, running massive shipping ports, and powering private 5G networks for industry.
Topic 4. Impact and scale. Building the next-gen digital ecosystem. 4G networks were great for giving us our baseline data connectivity. They essentially put the consumer internet right in our pockets. But the 5G ecosystem, it's a completely different animal. We are talking up to 10 times faster. But even more importantly, it has ultra-low latency, which means data transfers almost instantaneously. This is the absolute bedrock you need for the Internet of Things, machine-to-machine communication, AI, edge computing, and advanced robotics. So 5G really isn't just an upgrade for your phone. It's the operational foundation for real-time, mission-critical technology.
And because these capabilities are so profound, the expected scale of adoption is just immense.
By 2028, India is projected to hit an astounding 69 crore 5G subscribers. To put that into perspective, that positions India as one of the largest 5G markets anywhere in the world, second only to the Northeast Asia region.
Topic 5. Infrastructure governance, bottlenecks and right-of-way.
Now, having all this world-class technology doesn't mean much if governance bottlenecks stop you from physically building it. That brings us to right-of-way, or ROW. This is the legal framework that dictates exactly how telecom companies can install things like optical fiber and 5G small cells onto public infrastructure, streetlights, utility poles, things like that. The central government realized pretty quickly that delays in state-level ROW clearances were actually the main roadblock threatening to slow down the entire 5G rollout.
So how do you fix a nationwide bureaucratic traffic jam? You systematically overhaul it. Watch how they streamline this. Step 1. States are required to align their local policies directly with the central ROW framework. Step 2. Completely digitize the application process to just wipe out bureaucratic friction. Step 3. Leverage GIS technology to accurately map out all the available street furniture. And Step 4. Set up online fee payment systems. Honestly, this is a masterclass in how digitizing governance directly speeds up the deployment of physical infrastructure.
Topic 6. The Bharat 6G Vision, the roadmap to 2030 global leadership.
With the 5G foundation being actively laid out and those governance bottlenecks getting cleared, we can start looking at the horizon. And India's strategy here isn't just about adopting technology created somewhere else anymore. It is about inventing the next massive leap. In March 2023, the government rolled out the Bharat 6G Vision. The core pillars here are super ambitious. The target is a commercial rollout by 2030. But the real game changer is the intense focus on indigenous development and self-reliance. The goal is to build a robust domestic ecosystem for research, design, manufacturing, and most importantly, creating indigenous intellectual property. By using expert task forces from the DOT and TRAE to bring industry and academia together, India is actively positioning itself to be a global hub and standard setter for the next generation of telecom.
Final takeaways and revision. Let's do a quick concept mastery recap to lock this all in. All right, here are your 5 must-remember takeaways. Number 1, that massive 1.5 lakh crore rupee commitment secured 71% of the offered spectrum, giving the network incredible capacity. Number 2, remember the telecom real estate. Low and mid bands are for vast consumer scaling, while that high 26 GHz band powers ultra-fast, specialized enterprise networks. 3, 5G isn't just faster internet, it is the enabler of mission-critical IoT, pushing India towards 69 crore users by 2028. 4, digitizing right-of-way governance across states was the essential fix to actually get the infrastructure built on time. And 5, the Bharat 6G vision is set to transform India from a tech consumer into a global leader and IP creator by 2030. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought to really chew on. With India rapidly building out these highly specialized high-band industrial networks, how will this newly secured digital sovereignty reshape the future of global manufacturing, logistics, and international trade? It's a fascinating question, and the answer is going to define the geopolitical economics of the next decade. Keep analyzing, keep asking questions, and thank you for joining me for this explainer.